me, it all started at a young age, maybe 11, 12. Start hanging around with the wrong crowd, doing the wrong things, start doing petty crimes like shoplifting, street robberies, all of that. When you start meeting other people like you in your area, before you know it, you wouldn't call it a gang, but society labels it as a gang. Then you start getting involved quite deep into the gang culture, gang fights, robberies, hitting up drug dealers, gang wars. Start off as what I suppose they'd call a runner. You sort of progress onto like a kind of manager role where you may potentially move things yourself, but you're more commanding the movements and overseeing it, making sure the right money's coming home or the right goods is being moved or whatever the case is. And then really the next step after that is becoming your own boss. You branch off and sort of start your own franchise, which I did. I was sort of at the top, chilling with all the big dog. I got into a bit of a disagreement, which led to me being hospitalised and seeing myself out of that life. What I see for myself in the future, well, I hope to be a successful, legitimate businessman. But for me, it's not about the money. I just want to have enough money to live a comfortable life. I found it quite hard trying to rehabilitate myself and turn my life around. One of my main aims is to give back to the community, help other guys going through the same life that I've been through, show people that there are other ways.
Kai's story is not unique. His hopes for the future are, however, because most of the young children who are involved in this kind of gang activity lose their hope for a future at a very early age when they're recruited into this gang environment and start a career path that leads to crime, repeated prison offenses, in and out of prison, and unfortunately very often that ends in death. Many of them die before they have a chance to grow up. Across the UK, 7,500 gangs have been identified at a collective cost to the UK taxpayers of about £40 billion annually. And it would be a good thing to rethink what we're doing for these young people, because at the end of the day, they're your children, they're my children, they're all of our children that need some hope for the future. The reality for these children are that they are recruited as young as 8 years old into what resembles a very typical enterprise structure, although it's illegitimate. They climb up the ladder, and by the time they're 18, 19, and 20 years old, they are running significantly lucrative lines of business. They acquire skills along the way that are highly marketable in any enterprise environment. Practivate's role in all of this is that we work with the MOJ, we work with police, we work with probation, we work with other providers to provide for these young adults a safe and productive environment inside a working social enterprise where they can learn to apply these skills to a legitimate business practice and not just have a job, but have a career that will take them into their later lives and help them realize their dreams and their hopes for the future. We are now launching our first design enterprise, Keeping It Real Homeware for Life. Our first product is a handcrafted home linen. It is made from 100% Irish linen and block printed with our signature Walk a Mile in My Shoes design. We are raising the funds to produce the first production run. £6,000 will buy the materials and the manufacturing help we need to support the first 12 intra and entrepreneurs in launching the social enterprise.